Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Some former SEC officials may end up being in serious legal trouble. In fact, it may be the case that some of the former SEC officials that we've been talking about within the XRP community for a year now, basically, they may have acted in a criminal manner. That actually might be the case. I'm going to share with you why I'm saying that. And so there's a reason that the other day I highlighted in one of my videos that John Deaton says, old Billy Hinman, you may want to seek out legal counsel. Well, I've got some additional specifics to share with you. And I tell you what, on the surface, and mind you, fine, I don't have a legal background, I don't know for sure, but on the surface, it sure as hell looks like there's a case to be made here. So I'm going to share with you what I know to this point. It's going to be pretty damn interesting. I've got a video clip. It's on your screen right now, and I transcribed it because I tend to just not play video clips on my channel. Even though I'm allowed to play clips. But if I don't play clips, then people can't claim that I am, playing stuff that I'm not allowed. That's like I'm preventing the potential nefarious claim, even just by transcribing rather than playing. So if anybody's wondering, that's the reason that I'm doing that, even though I'm totally within my rights to play some damn clips if I want to. But anyway, so there's this clip going for almost 2 minutes. It's a former SEC employee named Robert Khuzami, head of enforcement at the SEC. And he had he had a very clear message to share. And this is recorded. I don't know exactly when, but I understand it was before Bill Hinman gave his speech in June of 2018. But wait till you see the types of things that you're not allowed to do, and then see that he did those things. It's not good. Not good for him. So I think John Deaton's right. And Jay Clayton, he may very well have engaged in criminal manner too. I don't know. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not making the claims that they did. I'm just saying there's a reason that we're talking about this right now. There's a possibility that they did. So I want to be clear also, I don't have a legal or financial background of any kind. I'm not offering legal or financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And so as this clip began, a little bit of context is lacking in the first sentence as the clip jumps in mid-conversation, but the missing context is irrelevant to the other points that Robert makes, so it doesn't matter. But when I start reading, I'll be like, well, what the hell is he referencing? I don't know, and it doesn't matter. You'll see why I said that. I just want to mention that so that nobody's confused. But this clip came from the International Bar Association. And here's what former SEC head of enforcement, I don't know, is it a director? I'm not sure if it's a director. But anyway, here's what Robert Khuzami, former head of enforcement at the SEC, had to say. You get that by attracting people from the private sector to come in and work. If you want that, if that's desirable, then you can't restrict their ability at the back end to go out and make a living. So let me pause. I can tell part of what he's talking about. If you think it's good for people that have expertise within the government to go out and help the private sector after they're done working at the government, then you can't restrict it. That's effectively what he's getting at. And on that point, I actually agree. But he had a lot more to say. Check this out. You can't bar them from going back to work in the industries that they're from. What you can do is impose very strict ethical and recusal restrictions on them when they leave, which is what the SEC has. And let me just pause a note. I'm going to pull up comments from Attorney John Deaton in just a second. And he highlights exactly how Bill Hinman hasn't done what he probably should have done, which is why he says, Billy Hinman might want to get some legal counsel. And it's also interesting to me, too. I want to say this. Like, if SEC officials hadn't gone after XRP itself, harming XRP investors, it might have ended up being the case that, yes, so let's say there is criminality here, and I don't know for sure, because again, like I said, no legal background, but let's say that there is. If there is, if that's the case, it's just funny to me that this wouldn't have been brought to the attention of anyone had they not gone out and harmed XRP investors. So the fact that they harmed XRP and XRP investors by going after Ripple also, this could be something that comes back to bite them on the rear side. The fact that they behaved this way, showing a complete disregard for the investors that they're sworn to protect, could end up in some of these people ended up being in legal hot water. All right. Anyway, so then Robert continues here, though. I can't appear before the SEC for a year after I left under any circumstances. I can never appear in or be involved in any matter that I had personal and substantial involvement with. I cannot appear in any manner that was in the supervisory chain that was under investigation while I was there. I can't receive any compensation for my law firm that's derived from matters that I might otherwise be recused from. Let me pause right there. Did Billy Hinman get $15 million from his former attorney or his former law firm? $15 million from his former law firm while he was the director of, what was his title? Director of corporate finance. Corporate finance, I believe that's correct. Didn't he get paid? And wasn't he involved in matters that directly impacted client relations with that firm while he was getting paid? Isn't that the case? Because again, former SEC head of enforcement Robert Khuzami is making it pretty clear you can't do that. But doesn't it look like that's the case? Doesn't it look like that's exactly what he did? Because, like, in terms of factually, did Bill Hinman provide any sort of guidance having to do with this? Did he also receive money? These are just facts. The answer is yes. The answer is yes on those, right? Anyway, then he continues. Let me just read the last sentence so I can get the flow back in here. I can't receive any compensation from my law firm that's derived from matters that I might otherwise be recused from. This is all under threat of criminal sanction. That's not to mention, bar association and ethical restrictions that are imposed on the legal profession. So there's a great number of restrictions. And the last point that people, I think, don't appreciate is that when people work at the SEC or the Justice Department and then go work in private industry, those people are ambassadors for compliance and lawfulness. That they can walk into the CEO's office and say, I used to work at the SEC. I used to work at the Justice Department. I'm telling you, if we do this, this is what may well happen. And that person has credibility and stature in a way that others may not. And so they carry a greater deal to bring about that good corporate behavior. Exactly. Which is why they deserve to be under a microscope, and they deserve to adhere, or they should be required to adhere to strict standards. It doesn't look like Bill Hinman and Jay Clayton give a damn about that. And shout out to Wheezy. I wasn't tagged in this, but he's the one that shared this video clip, so I just wanted to mention that on Twitter. I always like to credit where it's due here. But Jay Clayton, I mean, so look, you could probably make a stronger case for Bill Hinman, potentially having done something criminal. But even Jay Clayton, I highlighted the other day, and I made a long video about this. It's worth mentioning, though, in case you missed it. Jay Clayton, he lied. Like, he's officially been caught in a lie. He said on national television within the last few months or so, when asked about Ripple and potential conflicts of interest, because look, he helps he set policy effectively. Even if he says he didn't, he helped set policy and market expectations for Ethereum and Bitcoin while he was running the SEC. Jay Clayton sure as hell did. And then he leaves the SEC and he goes work in private industry and a couple of firms that have monetary interests in the cryptocurrency asset class. And now he's making, Jay Clayton, after harming XRP investors, it's gross, but he's making money because of the cryptocurrency asset class. And he's a former SEC chair. So look, I mean, as Robert Khuzami said, they're an ambassador, right, to the world of government. And what they say, they got the stature and all this. So he goes and does that, but he's on national television, on CNBC. He said, look, these firms that I'm now working for, I was not aware of them at all when I was working at the SEC. He said that on national television. That was a straight up lie. He knew about Apollo Global. That's the firm. That's one of the two firms. The other one's One River. But he knew about Apollo Global, and I know that because somebody in the community dug up some financial disclosures that he had to make before he actually joined the SEC. So it was dating back to, I think it was 2017. And it showed that he had money invested in Apollo Global. And he lied, straight-faced, on national television, said, nope, I didn't even know who they were. Well, how about that? You didn't expect there to be a gigantic community that's pissed off about you harming said community, and they're digging all of this up because justice should be done. What a freaking liar. So you got to kind of wonder, to what degree did he do something that's inappropriate? And so I don't have the answers for all this because I don't have a legal background, which is why I keep saying I'm not making claims they did something illegal. I'm just saying this doesn't look right. All right? And I think any person like myself without a legal background, just hearing these facts and be like, how could this possibly be legal? Like, that's my question. Like, how could any of this possibly be legal? Really grinds my gears, folks. And then John Deaton tagged a number of individuals, including Becky Quick, who is with CNBC. Here you have Andrew Ross Sorkin, New York Times columnist. He's also a co-anchor on CNBC. And you've got Joe Kernan with CNBC, and also Bob Pisani. Also, all four of them with CNBC. So John Deaton tagged all four of them and wrote, and he shared this video clip that I just shared the transcription with you. He shared this. And John Deaton wrote, when Hinman was at the SEC and gave his Ethereum free pass speech, CNBC had him on repeatedly. Invite him on now and ask him if his speech wasn't SEC guidance, and then in parentheses John writes, which he's sworn it wasn't. Why did he give Ethereum a free pass? Ask him if he believes collecting $15 million from a law firm that's a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance was a conflict. If the speech wasn't SEC guidance and it benefited his law firm and its clients, does he believe he violated Title V? Or I guess you could ignore it. Yeah, and unfortunately, I do think that they're going to ignore it. But John, bringing the fire here, and he's right. And I've covered this. This is Title V. I'm not going to cover it in detail. It's on your screen again right now. But I made a video where I did cover this. And it seems very clear that this is worth looking into, which is why this is what prompted John Deaton to say, Billy Boy, Bill Hinman, you might want to look into some legal counsel because this is not exactly looking too good right now. $15 million freaking dollars. And you know that these people, they're seeing this. They're literally just ignoring it because this gets brought up endlessly by the XRP community, endlessly retweeted. And so, like, their news feeds on Twitter have to be just flooded with nonstop Ripple and XRP SEC stuff. Just flooded constantly, nonstop. They're ignoring it. They don't want to talk about this. Why might that be? Well, there's one answer. When it comes to Jay Clayton specifically, my understanding is that he's a paid contributor at CNBC. So there you are on that. I think I didn't fact check that myself, but I could have sworn somebody in the world of crypto, or maybe not even the world of crypto. It might have been Charles Gasparino of Fox Business Network that said that. I can't remember for sure, but I know I heard that from somewhere within the last few months or so, somebody that I thought was knowledgeable and trustworthy. So it's probably the case. But no, I don't think they give a damn. I really seriously don't think that they give a damn. I don't think they're going to do anything about this. But we're bringing it up. We're making it hard to ignore. And so I don't know if anything's going to come of this. I don't know if anyone's going to investigate this any further on the legal side of things in terms of did Bill Hinman and Jay Clayton do something that's criminal. But I'm super curious. I want to get additional legal, professional legal perspective on this. And John Deaton already shared his perspective on it, but I want to know because, again, Robert Khuzami, formerly with the SEC, he said that, this is all under threat. If you violate this stuff, it's under threat of criminal sanction. It's serious stuff, folks. It's actually really serious stuff, and they could be in trouble. The question is, did they for sure do something that's actually by the book illegal, and I don't know how it couldn't be, and will justice be done if so? Is it going to be swept under the rug if they did something illegal? I got questions, folks. I got questions. I'll go ahead and wrap up there, though. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.